people, my name is Vasili and welcome to my YouTube channel. We're finally in the month of October and it's not just a month for us to celebrate Halloween, so for me it's our time to celebrate Diwali, or Deepavali in my case because I'm a Tamil Hindu. If you're not familiar with what Diwali is, it's basically a 5-day festival where we celebrate kind of good over evil, light over darkness, and a time where we can celebrate and pray for new beginnings as well. Beautiful festival, but even if you're not celebrating it, why don't you try and give these crafts a go, because they're really like beautiful home decor pieces as well. So yeah, they were so easy to make. The only thing that took a bit of time was the incense stick holder, and that's because you have to wait for the clay to dry. But yeah, if you've stuck around and you're still keen to watch the videos and you actually like the crafts, please do give this video a big thumbs up, and if you love it, please do click that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's go to the crafts. So for this project you'll need a glass board, rolling pin, a curved bowl, foil, some water, some all-purpose varnish, some acrylic paint with a paintbrush, air dry clay, 2 porcelain pens, 1 gold and 1 black, and a craft knife. So take your air dry clay and start rolling this up into a ball, and if it gets dry just apply a bit of water bit by bit so it doesn't stick to your hands. And then, like as you would with dough, I'm just starting to knead the clay before I start rolling it out. So taking your rolling pin, you want to start rolling this out and apply water to the rolling pin if you feel necessary. Form that palm shape. I actually used my own hand as a stencil, and I stenciled around this using the back end of a paintbrush. Now using your craft knife, you just want to cut around this and get rid of the remainder clay. So now that I can see what my clay design will look like, I'm just touching up the edges with the craft knife and my fingers and applying any additional clay in any gaps that I found. Taking my incense stick, I'm just going to poke a hole at the bottom of my clay design. Next I'm going to place my foil onto my dish bowl, making sure there's no air spaces, and then I'm going to place my clay design into the bowl and let it dry naturally. Before I do this, I'm just going to poke another hole just to make sure that it's gone through using that incense stick. Great, so now that I've let my clay design dry overnight, this is what it should look like, and now it's time to paint this. So for this I'm going for an ombre look, so I've gone for yellow, green and a blend of yellow and green. Actually started painting this, starting from dark on the bottom to light on the top. So what I'm going to do is paint the top part yellow, and it doesn't look so great now, but I'll just keep blending this till I'm happy with the effect. Perfect, so once that's dry you want to start painting the edge of your design with gold paint, and you might need to do a few layers for it to pop out. So moving on to the fun part now. So once everything's dry, I stenciled a design onto my dish. So I was playing about with this because I wasn't sure what I wanted it to look like. So I finally got my design and stenciled this out in pencil, and the great thing with pencil is if you make mistakes you can rub it off and it won't affect the acrylic paint. And once you're happy with your design, you just want to go over this with your porcelain pen. And I did a few layers so that the gold could really stick out. Finally, once that's done, you just want to spray this with some all-purpose varnish, and it should give you this beautiful shiny effect. And there you go, that's your beautiful incense stick holder done. For this project, all you'll need are some mismatched bangles and some super glue. So taking the bigger bangles, I've used this as the base, and what I'm going to do is tear this up, super gluing the smaller bangles on top. And literally that is it. Your bangle candle holders are done. So for this project all you'll need is a bowl. I actually bought mine for a few pounds at a charity shop and I absolutely love it. And you'll need a gold porcelain pen. So taking your porcelain pen, you just want to stencil a line all the way around the top of the bowl. Once that's done, you want to stencil a second line, making it a little bit thicker than the first, and again stencil this all the way around the bowl. So this is what it should look like. Once that's done, you want to stencil a reoccurring U shape under the second line you just drew, and just do this all the way around the bowl again. And finally, once that's done, you just want to stencil the final touches. So to do this, you want to draw a line which curves out into these two ringlets. And then once that's done, you want to draw a connecting triangle right at the top and put a dot in the middle. And there's it. All you need to do is just repeat this process all the way around the bowl. And there you have it, your bowl is complete. I didn't put it in the oven because it was glass and I wasn't too sure what would happen, so I've just left it as it is. So for this project you'll need some adhesive paper, a pencil, a craft knife, some copper fairy lights, spray paints. I've gone for purple, pink and gold, and a clear jar which I actually repurposed. So taking my adhesive paper, I'm just stenciling a Ganesh design, and I've gone over this with some black pen. Next, taking my craft knife, I'm just cutting around this design so it should now look like this. So now that's cut out, I'm going to start sticking this onto my jar, starting with the head of Ganesh first, so I know exactly where the body needs to be placed. Next, I've actually spray painted this bottle. So what I did was I did this outside, so I haven't filmed it, and I turned the bottle upside down and I started spraying the lighter pink colour, starting from the bottom first, working my way to the top, but not fully doing the whole bottle. Next, I repeated this process with the colour purple and then started spraying the bottom of the jar first and not working my way up to the top, so it gives it that ombre dip dye look. So once the spray paint had settled in, I started removing the adhesive stickers off, and this is what the jar should look like. Once that was done, I spray painted the lid gold and left this to dry. Once the lid was dry, I then turned this around and stuck the base of my fairy lights to the back of the lid using some sellotape. And then finally I started placing the fairy lights into the jar and then sealed this with the lid at the end. And there you have it, your beautiful jar lantern is made. Hey guys, so I hope you liked those DIY crafts. If you did, please do click that like button, and if you love it, please do click that subscribe button. So now that Diwali's done, I have back-to-back Halloween crafts in the pipeline, and also I've got a special surprise for Christmas which I'm going to launch in November. So if you really want to see that, please do click that subscribe button. I'm also on social media, mainly on Instagram and Facebook, so if you do want to follow me, all you need to do is just search for Not For The Faint Crafted and I will be there. If you do recreate any of these crafts, please do hashtag Not For The Faint Crafted, because it'd be amazing to see what you guys have made and recreated. But yeah, that's it from me. If you're going to celebrate Diwali, happy Diwali or Deepavali to some of you, and for everyone else, I hope you have an amazing week. See ya, take care, bye!